Jamie's Countdown, and this is going to be my first pregnancy update vlog for my 12-week update. Actually, I'm going to do up until 12 weeks. So from the point that I found out, which was that I was right after 4 weeks, up until now. So these videos I'll probably do either one a week or one every other week. I'm not sure yet. We'll see how it goes. But basically, I'm just going to update you on, I have my notes here on my phone. So I'm going to update you on what symptoms I've had for the weeks covered. And also, you know, any food aversions, cravings, things like that. Also, we'll do any miscellaneous things. We'll do baby buys, so things that I may have bought for the baby or other people have bought for the baby. And then I will end with a shot of my tummy so that I can kind of watch it grow over time. So the point of this, I mean, I'm sharing this with you guys, but the purpose of me doing these updates is because I want to have kind of a personal log of my pregnancy and all the things that I experienced, so that hopefully in, you know, future pregnancies I can look back at these and compare and things like that. This video is probably going to be my longest update just because I'm going from weeks, even before week 4 up to week 12. But the rest will be more frequent, so I'll have less to update you on. These videos may contain a little TMI just because I want to share, you know, everything that I'm going through with you, so that hopefully, you know, if you or anybody you know is also pregnant, you know, maybe they can relate, or some of these things, like I had never heard of anybody experiencing. So when it happened to me, I was like, is this normal? Like, is this what's normal? So hopefully if you're experiencing these things, you will be able to relate. And you'll know that you are not alone, and it's probably a lot more common than you think. So let me start by saying that if you haven't already by now watched the vlog of me announcing the pregnancy, definitely go check that out. I'll try to put the link to the video somewhere around here. So if you haven't watched that, go ahead and watch it. Of course, Nabil and I are super excited to be having a baby so quickly after we got married, which was what we had hoped. So things are so far working out really well, and we're just really excited. Got a lot of things to figure out. Of course, you know, we know it's going to kind of rock our world, but it's something that we're looking forward to. So let's go back to week 4, which technically, I guess, was the week of the wedding. Actually, let's go back before then. So before then, I was having some symptoms that at the time, of course, I didn't know that they were symptoms. So the 2 major things that I was experiencing was fatigue, which, you know, I didn't know. I was literally sleeping all the time. Like, I would come home from work and take a nap almost every day. But at the time, I thought it was just from the wedding stress, because like I said, so before our wedding was on week 4. So before then, I was prepping for the wedding, and we were really close to the date. So anyway, along with the fatigue, before week 4, before I even found out, I was having really, really bad gas. I know that's gross, but it was like really bad. And it was really weird, and I was trying to figure out maybe it was something I ate, but I didn't know. I didn't have time to think about it because I was in wedding prep mode. So those are the only 2 symptoms that I had for week 4. Week 5 was while we were on the honeymoon. And the reason that I kind of found out that I was pregnant. So along with the fatigue and the gas, I was starting to get really bad gas pains. At the time, I just thought they were cramps, because this week 5 is close to when my period was going to come on. We had tried, you know, for this pregnancy, so I just assumed that our first try didn't work, which I guess is pretty normal in the trying to conceive world. So once I started feeling those pains, they felt like cramps, and so I just figured my period was going to come. So that's why if you looked at the video, you will see why I was so surprised that the test was actually positive, because I thought I was having period cramps. But it actually turned out to be gas pains. And it continued to get worse the further along in the honeymoon we got. And it would literally wake me up in the middle of the night, just pain in my stomach. It hurt so bad. So that was week 5. Oh, and then also my boobs started to get a little sore in week 5 too. It wasn't like too bad. It never really got too bad, the soreness, but they did start to get a little sore. So week 6, basically all the same symptoms. The fatigue got worse. I was taking naps like as soon as I got home. Naps, which ended up being sleeping for like 2 or 3 hours. So I would sleep from like 6 to 8 and then wake up and then go back to sleep at like 11 p.m. So I literally couldn't do anything. I was so out of it. And then I was still having the gas pains. It wasn't as bad as it was on the honeymoon, but that's because I believe I started sleeping on an incline. So I took one of those kind of chair back pillows that you sit on the bed with, and I would sleep on that. Not the most comfortable thing in the world, but it beats waking up in the middle of the night feeling like something's trying to climb out of you. So that's what I did for basically all of week 5, probably half of week 6 too. And then again, the sore boobs. Week 7, the gas pains were gone. Again, I was still like easing out of sleeping on the incline. The pains went away, but I was still feeling a lot of gas movement in my stomach at nighttime, which made it kind of hard for me to go to sleep. It didn't hurt, but it was just uncomfortable. Week 7 was when the fatigue probably got its worst. It was at one point to the point where I had to I almost fell asleep driving on the way home from work. So the next day I took a nap at my lunch break, and I think I had to do that twice. I was just really, really, really tired. So yeah, for week 7, other than the fatigue and the gas movement, I just started feeling really lazy. Like y'all know, on the weekends, I'm always out of my house. I'm either at my mom's, we're out shopping, we're out doing stuff. I literally did not want to do anything at all. So I would like just sit on the couch and literally stay in the same spot on the couch all day. So week 8 was right before my first appointment with the doctor. I did get nausea one morning in week 8, and I had it when I woke up, just slightly, like to the point where I was like, okay, I'm not feeling quite right. And then it got better as I got dressed, and then on my way to work, I was feeling nauseous again driving, and like kind of a car sick feeling, but it wasn't too bad. So that passed, and that was fine. Week 8, I started to feel a lot of bloating. To me, it was visible. To other people, probably not. Again, the sore boobs, fatigue, the laziness. The other new thing in week 8 was that I started getting acne. I have never had acne in my life. High school, nothing. Like I've maybe, one pimple here or there was normal, but like full-blown acne, like patches of pimples, I never had. But that did come week 8. So at 8 weeks and 3 days, I had my first appointment. We got our first sonogram picture. I had my first visit with my doctor. She explained all the ins and outs of my first few weeks. She did all my checks and everything. Everything was fine. They did blood work on my first visit. She gave me some tips. She gave me some samples of a nausea medicine. She said it's better to have it and not use it than to not have it and need something if you start to get really, really nauseous. So here are my 2 sonogram pictures. Here, let's do this. Here's the other one. This one's a little further away. Little teeny nugget. So yeah, so that was, I would count that in my 9th week because I had already passed 8 weeks. So of course, as soon as the doctor said that, week 9, I started getting more nauseous. I was nauseous 2 days, and it was actually a lot worse than the first time. I still didn't vomit, but it was a lot worse, especially when I first woke up. One thing she told me to do was keep crackers by my bed and eat them before I get up. I tried that, so it kind of helped. But yeah, so after the 2nd day that I was nauseous, I did start taking the sample of the medicine she gave me. It was called Diclegis. I don't know if it's newer or what, but a friend of mine was also prescribed that for her morning sickness. A lot of other people that I know who have been pregnant in the past said that nothing was offered to them, so that's why I'm thinking it might be new. But it has been working for me so far, so it's an option if you're okay with taking medicine. The medicine, according to my doctor, is perfectly safe for pregnancy. So outside of that, in week 9, I still had the acne, but my boobs started feeling better. I was still fatigued and I was still bloated. Week 10, basically all the same symptoms: fatigue, acne, bloating. Also, something else that happened in week 10 that was really kind of weird was I had kind of a mini episode of some sort. We were sitting there and my fingers started to swell to the point where my ring started being uncomfortable. So I got up, went to the restroom, sat back down. My fingers were still swollen, and then I started to get really hot. I'm literally sweating. So I didn't know what was going on, and then my heart started beating really fast. So I started to freak out a little bit. So I got up, I went and grabbed like some brownies and a soda from the back, which I don't even drink soda, but I just needed something. And literally as soon as I ate the brownie, I started feeling better. Like my swelling, everything went down as soon as I ate the brownie. So I don't know. That's something I'm definitely going to be checking with my doctor when I see her next week. But I don't know if it had something to do with maybe my blood sugar had gotten too low because it had been like 5 hours since I ate last or something like that. But it was kind of scary. So that happened in week 10. So week 11, a lot of things were the same except for my fatigue started getting better. But it was still there. Like I was still tired. It just wasn't as bad. Still bloated. And then we have week 12, which was this past week. Again, the fatigue is slowly getting better and better. Like I was proud of myself because I stayed awake all day. Like when you're to that point, that's when you know it's real. When you're proud of yourself for not taking a nap. So yeah, that got better. The bloating got worse though. Like I feel like a balloon. I don't think I'm showing yet. Like you can't see a baby bump. But I am gaining weight, which we'll talk about in a little bit. And then of course I'm still on the nausea medicines, but I'm trying to figure out when I should start or stop taking it rather, because if she said you feel your worst between weeks 8 and 12, I don't want to be on medicine the whole pregnancy, especially if I don't have to, because I'm just not a medicine taker like that. So I think I'm probably going to try a day or two, maybe next weekend, without the medicine and see how I do, see if I actually still need it. Or maybe I'll just cut the dosage in half. So yeah, those are all my symptoms so far. I know that was a lot. So the next thing I have on my list to talk about is food aversions and cravings. So I haven't really had many cravings, but I have had 2 specific cravings. One was bagels with cream cheese. I was obsessed with bagels with cream cheese for like 3 weeks, from week 8 through week 11. So I guess that's about 4 weeks, where I literally wanted that every day. And then I also had a short stint for like 2 weeks, weeks 10 and 11, of cravings for cranberry juice. But I would have to dilute it. Like I would do half cranberry juice, half water. So I would have that like every night. Other than those 2 specific things, I've just had the general craving for salty food, greasy foods, and carbs. So all the bad things is what I've been craving. And I think it's mostly because trying to settle my stomach, like you think you want bread and stuff like that. So that's what I've been craving, and that's basically what I've been eating. The only semi-specific aversion that I've had is probably something that you would have never thought that I would have, which is I cannot eat sweet stuff like cake, brownies, donuts. Y'all know how I feel about donuts. If you don't, go back to our 1, 2, 3 couples challenge, me and the Bills, and you'll see. But I can't eat it. Like, I will literally look at it, I'll pass it up. I don't even want to try it. I have no desire to eat sweet things. They actually gross me out, which is why I had to dilute my juice. And then just a general aversion is really all food. Like, I don't want to eat anything. Everything sounds disgusting. For every meal, I have to think of something specific that I want to eat and eat that. I can't eat anything else. So everything I've been kind of eating on a whim because it's legitimately how I'm feeling at that moment is the only thing I can eat. Everything else makes me feel sick to my stomach. So the next thing I want to talk about is weight and exercise. So because I've been so tired, I have not done any exercising. I would like to start exercising sometime soon, especially since I'm starting to feel more energy. I'm feeling less fatigue, so I need to start exercising because I don't want to gain a whole lot of weight. I mean, I know nobody does, but you guys know that I've been struggling with losing weight all the way up until the wedding. I don't have an easy time losing weight, so I don't want to make it harder for myself afterwards. I want to do my due diligence to not put on too much weight, and that includes, starting to eat healthier once some of these crazy, ridiculous aversions start going away. So for weight gain, basically it's all based on your starting weight and your body mass index, or BMI. So someone with a normal body mass index, that's basically has to do with your height and weight, how much you should weigh based on your height and age. So somebody with a normal BMI is expected to gain 25 to 35 pounds throughout their whole pregnancy. So at 9 months pregnant, they would weigh 25 to 35 pounds more than what they started. And they recommend that you gain about 5 pounds in your first trimester and then about a pound a week after that until the end. Now, if you start out underweight, then the recommended weight to gain is more. If you start out overweight or obese by your body mass index, then the recommended weight gain is less and less. So my body mass index was, before I got pregnant, was 30.1, which is just above the line from overweight to obese. So technically I was considered obese, which means that the recommended healthy amount of weight for me to gain was 11 to 20 pounds through my whole pregnancy. Like, they expect, whoever they is, expect me to only be at 9 months 20 pounds heavier than when I started at the most. Now, needless to say, most people don't, except for people who are underweight, they tend to gain the recommended amount of weight, but most people statistically don't actually gain the recommended amount, they gain more. So I don't know if it's really realistic for me to only gain 20 pounds, but the bottom line is I don't want to go crazy and gain, 50, 60 pounds if I can help it. So far, I have gained, as of this morning, I have gained 6 pounds. And again, I'm only at week 12. So that's a little bit more than I want to gain, just because the recommended amount for the first trimester is 5 pounds. And I technically still have 2 weeks to go, and I'm already over that. But again, hopefully, I'll be able to start exercising, light exercise this week, eating a little bit better. So hopefully that'll help going down the road. Those are all the updates, symptoms, blah, blah, blah that I wanted to give you. And so the next section is the baby buys, which I know it's early, but I did buy one thing for the baby. Of course, it's too early for us to know the gender yet, so anything we get at this point is going to be gender neutral. But what I did buy was a car seat canopy. I got it off of this website where you get all these things for free. You can order all of these things for free. You just have to pay shipping. So one of them was a car seat canopy, and this is it. And the company is called Mother's Lounge. So it came to me, in a package. And I got this gray chevron because I figured it was gender neutral enough. And basically what it does, here, I'll show you the canopy first. So this is the canopy. Can't really see my face, sorry. This is the front and the back. And then it has these two kind of button straps on it. And they're Velcro. So here is how it looks when you put it on. You can get these anywhere, but this, I think I only paid $14.99 for shipping, which if you buy it from, that's high for shipping, but the item is free. If you bought this at a store, it would cost, the item itself would cost much more than what I paid for it. So that's why I figured it was okay, even though the shipping is obviously overpriced to cover probably the charge of the item. So yeah, I'll put the link to their website in the description box in case anybody else is looking to get one. They had quite a few different patterns. They have full sets that you can buy and get a discount. So you would still pay some for the item, but the item wouldn't be totally free, but it would be a discounted price for the full set. Like it has the car seat insert, like the headrest thing for the baby, all match with the same pattern. So yes, that is my one baby buy for this update video. That's it for this update video for up to 12 weeks. Next, I will show you my tummy shot so you can see, so again, so I can track the progress of my growth throughout this process. And after that, that's it for today. All right, so this is my tummy with my shirt on from the front. As you can see, my shirt is quite tight. I am officially outgrowing my clothes. It's a little tight. Here is my tummy from the side with my shirt on. And here's my tummy from the other side with my shirt on. Okay, and I'm going to pull my shirt up so you can see. So here's my tummy from the front with my shirt up. Here's my tummy from the side with my shirt up. This little part right here is the newer part. And then here is the other side, my shirt up. I also measure, just to keep track, measure right at my belly button. So I am going to make sure this is even and all that good stuff. So at my belly button, I am 40 inches around, which is a lot. Now mind y'all, I just got finished eating, but still it's bigger than I was, although I don't have the number for what I was, but I know this is quite a bit bigger than what I was measuring before. So 40. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you in either 1 week or 2 weeks. I haven't figured out if I'm going to do every other week or every week, but I will see you soon, nonetheless, with my next pregnancy update.